hi, this is Nikhil H B. I did have a great opportunity to study in ABBS. There's an opportunity in front of you, you just take it and go for it, right? Make sure you talk to people, build your network. To keep it fun, honestly speaking, be well, be good. Make sure that you're active, make yourself available, get yourself out there, the abundance of opportunities there.
Hi, I welcome you to Changemakers by ABBS podcast. Thank you so much for joining us in today.
Absolutely. Love to be here. Thank you so much for having me.
So, before we get into the actual conversation, would you mind letting us know a bit about yourself, your journey so far, and also the work that you do?
Yeah, definitely. So, hi, this is Nikhil H B, and I come from a family background of Porsche. And to really give us some suffice about everything that I've done in my probably qualification life, I would say I started off with my schooling in Jane, which was really nice. I did my 10 years of schooling over there, which I did not have a break anywhere in the between. So, no jumping of schools and different environments, something like that. Post that, I shifted to Bangalore, and I think there I did face a little bit of challenge trying to get used to the culture over here. But uh, I did do my pre-university in RNSIT college, and post that, so there's a little mishap that happened in the between right after my PU, right? So I decided to do my CA. So I was in all that fancy mode to do my chartered accountancy, and I enrolled for it. Apparently, after like probably like more than a year and a half, I got to know CA is not that easy. I had to drop out of it. And then I enrolled myself into graduation, that is BCom, and then I did that in Surana. So during that time, I think I had a plenty of time because that was an evening college, and morning I had literally no work to do, right? And that's when I engaged myself with a lot of work, that whatever came my way, and then whatever probably I created on myself. I made sure that I was there, probably learned something in the real world than the curricular word itself. Post that, I think I remember this one time where right after my degree, during my degree, I think I was working in a company called Concentrix, and my mom. That was the verge of my graduation, right? Like the end of graduation, and then post that, I had to enroll myself for an MBA, and that's where Acharya came into the place, right? Before that. Uh, it was such a time where I was already working, but my mom suggested if you really start, like if you continue with this, you're not really going to concentrate on your studies anymore. I think it's high time that you quit your job right now, at least for 2 years, and then focus on your studies. Probably get your master's in a good college, and then post that. Either way, like the life never ends. You start working and it goes on, right? So, yeah, well, I actually took my mom's advice. I had no other choice. I had opportunity to study in ABBS, Acharya Bangalore Business School, right? I was really happy about it. Um, 2 years of my life, I would say I enjoyed it. I learned a lot of life lessons and the corporate culture as well, right? Like graduation is one thing, but post graduation is another thing, which is totally different. And yeah, this is an entire thing which I've put down in like probably 2 minutes. How my life went from probably the first grade till where I am today, right? So this is about me, and probably the hobbies. I would say I'm not really a person who would go out and play right now, but something that really gets me going, gets my blood running, would be something stock market trading. Talking about the markets. So that is something that excites me more right now. But of course, like it keeps changing every now and then. So yeah, that's about me.
Yeah, all of us, we get genuine suggestions from our family, and often it proves to be the right suggestion for our life. And you're lucky enough to take that suggestion from it.
Yes. I'm actually lucky enough to have that advice from my mom, and then probably I accepted it, right? Like,
Yeah,
like you said, when I think about it right now, I feel I made a right choice. So yeah,
right.
that's about it.
So you back at your MBA days and ABPS. So what is that lesson or memory that you still take forward in your day-to-day life today?
All right. So I had a really different experience than ABBS, right? I always even now think that so there was this time, right? Like I recently, I that was the initial days of me joining the college. Just been like 2 3 days. We had this orientation program going on. So the one thing that I remember the most, probably throughout my life, and I still probably you can say I brag about it, but I think that's where I get my confidence, and then that's where I know who I am, right? What I can do, what's my potential. Uh, I think probably soon enough when I passed out from my schooling and then joined college, that's where I started understanding what is my actual potential, right? Looking at the people around me. So I was this person who stood out. It was just like I was an odd kid in the room, right? But I've got used to it. So the initial days of ABBS, so we had this orientation program going on. So everybody is new. Everybody is new. Nobody knows each other, but it's a great opportunity to make good friends, right? So I had one thing in my mind before I joined MBA, right? That is make as much as network as you can. Right. So this is also another thing that I'll be talking about later about my that one thing that you learned in your career. So the third day, orientation program is going on. So our faculty, a professor, asked somebody to just randomly just come up on the stage, talk something. She just wanted us to say something or like probably engage with the crowd. And I just turned around and then I see nobody actually taking that initiative to go on the stage or like talk about it. So I was like, so I'm this kid. If you give me a mic and I'll talk, I love talking, right? I'm a complete extrovert. So I was like, all right, so let's do this.
Yeah.
I went up on the stage. I just started talking about markets. I think it was 9 a.m. in the morning, but I'm pretty sure I bored half the crowd. Uh, but I started talking about the markets, showing them how stock market works and everything. But then my professor was really, she actually appreciated for what it was. It was an informative session, yet showing your courage to do something which you've been told,
Yeah.
right? So I think there I felt all right. So there's a gap between one thing and the other thing, right? If you can bridge it, you're going somewhere in life. Like if you have the courage to go there and at least show up. So you're going somewhere in life. You're getting recognized. So that was my first day of getting recognized in ABBS, right? So she knew who I was. So and since then, the next 2 years of my life in ABBS was pretty much easy because it was that connection between me and the professor with all the professors, and in fact, where I had that leverage to go to them and then talk about any situation I had, right? Whatever it is. Even if I were going through a problem, I used to go to my one of the professors and I used to take advice from him, ask him what to do about the situation. So yeah, this helped me a lot. There's one lesson I would probably never forget in my life, and it really made me understand what my potential is. So yeah, that is really nice.
Yeah, that's saying right. All it takes is that courage to take that first step. And that might be your first step in that 2 years to get the recognition. And it's not only recognition, it is kind of confidence that got built in you. And that would help you to create network as well. So, yes, so many students wonder how to turn an MBA into real success. So, what was your turning point? I would really like to know.
Right. I think, like I said, the day that I remembered, like realized probably that, okay, so if I do this, if I set my fear aside and then if I just go in and then do mistakes, that's fine. So I understood this in my life, that is, we are there to learn. I was there to learn. All right. So it's a college where if you do a mistake, you own up to it, you talk about it, and then probably learn something that you don't do it again. So honestly speaking, yeah, I mean, there's no human being who would not make any mistakes in their life. Nobody is perfect. That's how I see it. Probably taking that step where even when you fall, so even when I fell so many times, I never used to think about the failure that I had, but I always used to think about, all right, okay, so this is the situation right now. What should I do about it? And I used to pick myself right then and there. So yeah, that's one thing that really made my life easy in MBA and then go forward. The second thing would be networking. Networking is big. Networking is really, really big. The moment I actually understood about networking is an MBA, but I mean, I knew it was, people used to tell me all this slogans, right? That is, your net worth is your network. Um, so, I mean, considerably, I started working at a young age, but there's always that situation where you actually experience it, so you understand it better. So, for me, in MBA, I really had a lot of opportunities to get myself up on a stage, get myself to, business events where we had to meet a lot of people, we had to converse with them. So there's an opportunity in front of you, you just take it and go for it, right? So in my case, somewhere even it's our responsibility to also create our own opportunities as well.
Yes.
So nothing comes to you and then it'll be like, oh yeah, there you go, Nikhil, you have it. So it won't be like that, right? So yeah, I remember, our director always stressing on this point: make sure you're available, right? Make sure you, when you're there, you give your 100%, and then make sure you talk to people, build your network. Maybe not today, maybe not tomorrow, but somewhere in your life, they are gonna maybe help you. They could be of your help, or like you can just have a conversation with them and probably get some information out of them about their sector, where they work, or be it anything, right? Like,
And
so
it
it's
is
really good
not
to have
always
something like
about
that.
network, it is also about learning. It's like that, right? I mean, you learn at least two different things in a day or get connected with two different people. That means it's all about learning. So either you know or you get experience or you get hope at a later stage from your net.
Yep. Agreed. Absolutely. Yeah.
So you tried different routes. So basically, whatever we do in our life, it is always necessary that it should teach about ourselves. I mean, whatever the work that we are doing, it is necessary because then only we can relate to the work that we are doing and we can get success out of it. And you have different roles like startup and management and more. So, what is that one role that actually taught you the most about yourself?
I think I can't put it that way. Probably I would say, combining all these jobs that I've done, I've learned something about me in each job, right? Something which I'm really potential with. Maybe I did not know that before I joined that job, but starting every new job makes me understand that, oh yeah, like I can actually do this, right? But I would, however, like to say this one thing, that is, I was really fortunate enough to make my parents agree that, as soon as I turned 18, right, like, I just wanted to work. Uh, like, I love money. So, like everybody else. So, I mean, me asking the pocket money from my dad is all right. But somewhere in that point, I felt it's my personal expenses. I want to do this, I want to do that, but it's not fair that he pays for it. Random thought, like I said, right after I turned 18, I tried CA for a while. So, and then I joined graduation, right? I had plenty of time. Just one day, I just stood up and I was like, all right, let's just do this. So, you wouldn't believe the first job that I actually had. I've not mentioned that on my resume as well, because it was only probably for like 2, 3 months. I'm pretty sure you know this big retail brand in Bangalore, probably in Karnataka, Metro Cash and Carry, right? Uh, so random day, I just entered the store and I'm like, do you have any vacancies? That's how I literally asked. And then, yeah, they were like, what are you here for? Blah, blah, blah. And then, however, they did interview me for like a post called LP, loss prevention. And then I got selected. I was just happy that they're paying me money. Nothing else. The first job that I had, it was pretty much like, okay, at the end of the month, I'm going to get some money so I can enjoy. But working there, I understood something which is very different. So the crowd that is there, the people that are there, are barely educated, but they want to work. If they even try something, like actually try harder in their life, if taking that courage, they can reach places. They can actually reach places. They have that potential in them, but they're not doing it. Maybe they do not have the support to do it, right? Uh, but for me, I sat back and I realized, well, I do have the support. I do have that, financial support from my parents. What am I doing in my life? I have to do something which exceeds it, right? Like, I can't get stuck somewhere and then this is my life. No, I can't do that. So that really helped me, understanding life itself and the value of money, honestly, because probably when I was 16 or something, I never knew the value of money, and then probably I was so stupid to spend my dad's money back then. But soon enough, right after I started earning, I think the first month's salary, it just went like 2 days. Poof. That's when it hit me. Oh, all right. So it has value, and every penny you gotta earn. It's your name is written on it, and then you put in your work. So that's where I learned the value of money, which is really nice because at a young age, considerably at 18, I figure myself out where, all right, I do not have to waste money like this. I got to earn it, maybe save it somewhere, invest it. First lesson in my life, which probably I still, love to this day, that, yeah, I learned that day. And I figured out, right, like the next job, 3 months I worked there and I was like, all right, this is enough. By then I had figured out stock market and everything. That I was very new to that back then, but yeah, I started watching a lot of courses. I think COVID hit back then, and then that's when I literally had to sit myself back and then start learning. I went online, explored like every course that's there, which I can get my hands on, and started learning everything. Probably 6 months into the course, and I met a friend through my network. Again, one of my senior, and then he was working in a startup, and they were also my super seniors in chain. So they were working already, and this was a startup that was like a side hustle for them, and they just wanted a community to build, and then probably build the company from there. So that's where Revamp and came into the place, and then. However, luckily I found an opportunity to be a BDA over there. That was a great experience, to be very frank, because who would give a job or like even an internship for like a noob 20-year-old or like a 19-year-old, making me learn a lot of things, right? Yeah, so I learned about the market there. I had a mentor who literally guided me through my trading journey. So again, me and my mom, we had a talk, and then she was like, "Dude, this is enough. You're not focusing on your studies. You're giving all your time to the startup and everything." So I had to quit that and probably focus on my graduation. Probably for the next 6 months, I did not do anything. Showed my mom, okay, see, I can actually do this and that. So scored good marks, showed to my mom. And then she was like, all right, you can do whatever you want. Uh, then, yeah, then I went through giving an interview for real estate out of the blue. Random thought, but I learned how real estate works there. Yeah. Absolute madness. It was all new to me, but uh, 1.5 years my experience over there, that also I have not mentioned on my resume because it was not an actual organization, I would say. So it was all something. There was a builder, and then I used to work with them, probably get some experience, and then do some sales work on a commission basis, something like that. So I learned how to talk to people. First thing, marketing, I learned marketing in that job. Second thing, I understood marketing is all about selling a lifestyle, selling a dream. It's really not about selling the product, but you sell the person. You sell a dream to a person about a product. He or she is gonna buy it, right? So that is where I understood. Okay, so here is how people do marketing. This is what marketing is. I never had an idea about marketing, but amazing. I understood that. Was that I had an opportunity to work in Concentrix as a representative. Normal, it is a BPO where you talk to people, customer care basically. And yeah, I used to support Walmart Canadian process as a customer care representative. It was nice. It was really nice. Gained some experience over there, like about your communication. To be very frank, I mean, although I was an extrovert and everything, there's always that add-on that you get when you join a company or anything where an environment where people are talking, communicating always, right? Yeah. So I learned that. Yeah, post that is when I had a real argument with my mom, and she was like, "Yeah, it's about time you quit everything and then you start MBA." So I can't put it into words that there's something that one job made me learn something pretty much, because life is just like every day, you learn some or the other thing, be it a minute thing, right? But these four major things that I've actually gained in my life that I don't forget in my life ever: marketing, communication, and then probably the potential that you can do something, right? value of money. Four things in my life that is actually really valuable, more valuable than money itself. The time that I've spent all these years since 18. If somebody asks me, what did you do all these years? I can say these four things. I had this right at the age of 2022. So that's something that everyone should understand. I feel, yeah, that's about it.
You know what? I really have to mention this right now that each and every individual or each and every young people of our country should have a mindset like you. You're like richest enough to mention that you love money because people generally hide it under passion or whatever fancy word. You not only love money, but you understand the value of money, you understand life, and also the
Yep.
importance of learning throughout the life.
Yep.
So,
Yep.
I hope for you.
Thank you, thank you. I can say, really thank my parents for this, allowing me to work at 18, because I really remember when my dad said the first job that I went in, I was like, I called my dad in front of this metro, and I'm like, hey dad, so I think I'm gonna go get a job. It's like he was blank. I was like, why do you want a job right now? I'm like, no, just like that. I'm anyway. I have so much of time. It's like, no, it's fine. You don't have to work. See, it's a dad being a dad, right? Like probably
Yes,
every dad.
of course. Yeah.
But I just wanted to try it out, and then they actually supported me in that way. So hats off. Hats off to them. Whatever I am today, it's pretty much because of them. So, yeah.
Absolutely. Agree to. So, see, finance and business can sound heavy sometimes. So, how do you keep your work like interesting and meaningful day by day?
All right. So here's a fun fact. That is a really nice question because finance can be a little bit hectic at times, right? Like numbers, you keep working on applications, or you keep talking to somebody about the project and everything. But I really had an opportunity at ABBS to, I had this campus placement done from ABBS itself, and I got placed in ENZ as a senior banking analyst, right? So I completely understand that there is a huge difference between college life and work culture. Although that I had a experience in the past working in corporate, I did understand it prior to even getting there. So I knew what it actually requires, right? Like what the job requires. I understood prior hand before I get into a proper job, the finance, right? But to keep it fun, honestly speaking, be well, be good. Make sure that you're active. Just that you don't have to always work. It's just really not just work. So you go to the workplace, make that workplace like your second family, where you make friends, talk to your boss, skip level manager, be really good with them. Where honestly speaking, I have a good team right now. I have a good team leader as well, and she is probably another 4 5 years elder to me. But honestly speaking, she is so comforting to all of us. Where I see a lot of people not opening up about their life, or like probably their problems they're facing in the company, right? She actually genuinely wants to help all of us. And I do not hold back. I really do not hold back. So be active, be open up about the problems that you face in work life, if there are any, and your managers would be able to help you and be on good terms with them. I make sure that I keep cracking jokes with my skip level manager, my manager as well. Even in a meeting, when they ask something like this, I'll be like, probably if they ask like the recent meeting that we had, I had my skip level manager meeting, and then pretty much everybody's there, and my manager is asking, what do you guys want for the next month? I see a lot of people have not met your CIPs, as in, so we have a hybrid culture where we have to meet 50% of the work life, in home, work from home, and then the other 50% have to work from office.
Yeah.
So I travel a lot, like as in it's 26 kilometers to my place. So it's terrible. All right. I've told this to my boss on the call. I just said, I really wish if we had like 35% of CIP for the next month. And guess what? I mean, it is an absolute coincidence, but he said, all right, like we'll work on it. And then he actually granted it because it was already the plan. That's why he brought that topic up, right? But then that was something that triggered everybody to laugh. So everybody on the call started laughing, and then they're like, dude, what is it? So it's up to you. It's really up to you. You can't expect the other person to make your life fun. If you really want your life to be fun, you enjoy every moment of it, even be it work, be it anything that you do, go out, sit somewhere, meditate, or whatever it is, you enjoy it. I completely enjoy everything that I do. Even if I go just for a just to eat something outside, I enjoy every bite and I eat it. So it's really left to them, and I suggest that to do, for everybody to do, honestly.
Right.
So so, or else, the work life really doesn't, you can't balance it if it's not fun. Even in probably in ABBS as well. Although it was my educational life, I had a really, really fun life at ABBS because uh, from the professors itself. So I talk a lot. So when it comes to talking, I love talking. So conversing with people, making sure that build my network, and then it's so fun. Like there's a lot of exchange of knowledge happening between two people when they're conversing. So I used to converse with professors about probably other stuff that is not in the curriculum, right? But I wanted to ask that question. I personally wanted to ask if how this probably helps out in the real world. I used to just stand up or like just raise my hand. I'm like, Amma, I have a question. So how does this actually impact the real world, right? So when you do that, you start indulging yourself in that situation and then probably understand it much more better. Honestly, I don't like reading the books and then getting the knowledge. I would rather have somebody talk to me and then probably it'll be in my head forever. So that's how I make my life and my work life fun. Yeah. So that is saying and probably a principle which I follow personally in my life. Good people always find good people. Here, it's like, I mean, good doesn't mean like good, but it's like whatever you are, you will always attract people surrounding you like that. So, yeah. Absolutely agreed. Yeah. Was there a moment at ABPS or maybe some project or internship that made you feel like, yes, I can also do this? Yes. So there was this one time, like I said, it started from the early days of the orientation program where I just went up and then I'm like, so I can do this, right? And going forward as well, we had the orientation program for like the next 20 days or so, where it is a really good, program that they make because that actually makes you, make new friends, new network, and then get used to the professors who come in and then teach you, right? Like it's like a starter pack before you get into the actual class. Yeah. So whatever it is, I made sure that I made a presence over there itself, right? The initial, I believe in this. The first presence that you make is always it's gonna last long, forever. So I had already put that image in people's head where, all right. So if there's anything, right, like if there's really anything, we can call somebody who's there. So I have put that thought in their head already without even doing anything, putting that thought in their head, but doing my thing. I've done that. I understood that. So you have to get yourself out of your chair and then probably do things that might have an impact on others' life. Well, all right, it's going to work out for me as well and for them. Two ways. So the question being answered, basically, the point where I actually realized, yes, I can do this. There was this one point, probably in my second sem. There were like 13 people selected for. So there's something called Confederation of Indian Industry. It's a government body, half government body, I would say. Uh, so they have this, branch in Ulal, near Ulal, and they had a business event. I really wanted to go there. After I got selected, as in, so they had another round of interview, and knowing all this, I got to know that there is a business event. I love business events because there's good people, like, all right, so I might sound a little explaining about it, but I want to say it. Yeah. All my life, I've been this person where, so if I want something, if I see something, and it's really nice. All right. So, say for example, a business event, like an entire business event, would be everybody would be in blazers, casuals, somebody who is that professionalism, shows that sort of professionalism and everything that really sets my mood up where all right, so I have to experience it at least once, right? When I see it, yeah, it definitely hits me and I'm like, yes, I want to do it. That is a time where we had the second round of interview, and then I was like, yeah, let's do this. And I got selected. So we were like, I think 9 people out of the entire crowd. We were lucky, we had that opportunity. Like I said, ABBS literally gives you opportunities, but then you have to take it and then crack it open.
Yeah.
So there, my manager in that company, it was a very short internship, but I loved every moment of it because the level of networking that I made there, oh my god, I think I spoke to CEOs of companies just like that because I had the contact with me because I was working there, right? I never thought I would be talking to somebody that, the level of professionalism that they had. And I'm nobody, like literally nobody, but I'm making an impact somewhere, right? And I was given that role. I was really happy about it. And I doing all this within a month. We had this event, and then we had this in, if I'm not wrong, I think we had it in Taj Vimanta. It was a very big event. It was actually one of the biggest events. It happens every year, by the way. Uh, I was given the opportunity to anchor somebody as well, top level manager, which sort of, honestly speaking, I was nervous, very nervous in the beginning, but
Mhm.
I just thought about it. I was like, took a deep breath. I was like, okay, let's do this. So I let my fear back and I pushed myself. Honestly speaking, that day I had a lot of nervousness and then a little bit fear being inside me because they are somebody who is like the CEOs of companies,
Yeah.
they are in the top level managers and everything. So when you talk to them, you should have that sort of uh, like I would say professionalism. Where I thought to myself, I sort of lacked it like a little bit because there's always that experience that matters. If you work in the industry for like 5 6 years, you automatically have that thing going forward. But for me, I was still studying and I didn't know how. What is a course of conversation that I should have with somebody so level level higher. But then, however, they were all cool. Actually, honestly speaking, they were very chill. That's where I understood. All right, like there's no point of being nervous, but make sure that you know what you're doing, but also have it in your head that do not mess it up somewhere. It's just that. So that's where I understood. Okay, yeah, I can do this, but you just need to understand. Okay, where you're going, who are the people that you're talking to. That's it.
Right.
So yeah, that really made me change.
Yeah. The logic is very simple, like the moment you are out of your comfort zone, it is always upward graph. It is always like every step, it is a new step and it is an upward step. So, for example, what you have mentioned, you had just mentioned that when you joined ABBS and that time you got a chance to speak in front of your batchmates and your faculty. And
Yep.
towards the end, you got chance to speak in front of CEOs and business tycoons probably.
Exactly. Yeah.
So, yeah.
I think the day that I spoke, that day, the very first day, honestly speaking, if I think about it, that made an impact somewhere to the management that they thought, all right, yeah, like this person can do good.
Yes.
And then they chose me, which was, like I said, the opportunity you create yourselves.
Right.
Right.
That was the day
So
that when nobody was coming out of their comfort zone, but you were the one who came out of your comfort zone. And that actually made
absolutely,
that step towards the end.
exactly. I like to think it that way, but I don't know if it's the truth, but I like to think so.
Yeah. So if you have to give a piece of advice to the MBA students currently studying at ABBS, what would it be?
Well, to be very frank, I have my younger cousin who's also studying in ABBS as well. I advise him to get this college, and he's also doing this. Uh, Probably I told the same thing to him. I would say I would tell everybody about this. That is, make yourself available and get yourself out there. Opportunities, there's abundance of opportunities there. There's so many clubs are there. You can engage yourselves. If you have any fear, get into a group, get into a team, so you don't feel that much of fear, right? And then probably slowly grow every day. You understand, all right, let's do this. Let's just go do it. It's fine. My agenda is one very simple rule. Very simple rule. All right, people are scared of making mistakes. That is fear, right? So what if it goes wrong? What if I fail? What if people laugh at me? What if people start judging me, right? This is the thing. But the simple advice that I would actually give everybody is take it out of your head in a simple way. That is, people forget things. People do not remember anything. Even if you fail today, even if you judge, Like even if they judge you today saying that, oh, this guy did this, oh, he's like that, forget about it. Who cares? People are gonna die eventually. They're not really gonna care about what you did like 5 years ago. So, but then if you make that mistake and then probably learn from it, that's a life advice that you will have before anybody else came into your life and then said it. So that's a simple rule. If everybody followed it, yeah, there will be no fear at all. Easy.
Absolutely. All right. It was really an insightful conversation with you, and I really enjoyed it. Thank you so much for joining us and giving time from your busy schedule. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Yeah, it was lovely to talk about all this.